Hello, hello. It
Hey,
is Tuesday. We are here. I'm Lindsay with Keystone Mortgage and Miss Kayla McDonald from Remax Alliance Group. And we're excited to have Mr. Steve Burns from Big Burns Moving to tell us
thank
all
you.
about his moving company. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. Well, thanks so much for coming on. I just thought it would be a pretty good show to kind of talk about all the ins and outs of moving and what's all involved, how you got started, the pros and cons of using a moving company, and then of course tell us all about like where you travel. Do you do long distance? Do you do storage? That kind of sort of thing. So if you wanted to just let us know how you get started, and we'll interject.
Take it from there.
Okay. Yeah, so we've been in business for 5 years.
Mhm.
We're located in Newport Richey. We service all of Florida. We do out of state long distance. We do junk removal, home organization, clean outs, deliveries. So pretty much anything to do with logistics.
All right. Like
Um,
even I know that a lot of people were always looking for like pianos. Do you do stuff like that too?
yeah,
Like
we
if
do.
somebody had a piano.
Yeah, we do pianos, hot tubs, gun safes. We even do deliveries for dealerships for car engines, stuff like that. So stuff that's
Oh,
outside.
Wow.
wow. Where are you? You said Newport Richey. Where about?
We're off. I can't think of it.
I just drive there.
Yeah, it's near Jasmine Estates, off of what's that?
Okay.
Shoppers Place.
Yeah.
It's near Florida Boat and RV Storage.
All right.
Okay. Yeah, I know what that is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you're a pretty big component, for, residential, or even, I'm sure, you do commercial moves as well?
Yeah, we do
Like,
commercial. We do we do dentists, office doctors. We have contracts right now with a few assistant livings, nursing homes. We do a
wow.
lot of commercial table companies like epoxy tables. We have a contract with American Freight and a few other companies.
Wow. I mean, that's pretty big. They trust you to ship their furniture and things like that, especially, like, I would imagine a lot of that's like brand new, right?
Yeah, a lot of them go from using a corporate company, then it just doesn't really work out, and then they look for a smaller company that wants
That's a
to
better job.
wants to be reliable, be there on time, and have time for all their moves or deliveries.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I know that there's always people are always trying to figure out, do they want to use a mover or do they want to do it themselves? I always tell everyone to use a mover, use a professional. Especially, I've been on the end of helping friends move and, rent a U-Haul and all that, and I told them, if you ever
It
move again,
costs more than pizza and beer nowadays.
yeah.
Yeah,
And
it
I
does.
know, it takes, I think, when you're not a professional and you don't have a team of people that do this every single day and know the proper way to do it, a more structured and organized way to load a truck, and just how to load and unload just boxes and furniture and things like it. I told him, next time, I'm like, if you ever move again, I'll pay for your movers, because I'm not doing it again. It's like,
And let's face it, we're not
Yeah,
25 anymore, and
yeah,
it's like
and
a full job.
a lot of people get injured, and it's
Mhm. You break
so yeah.
things.
I mean, we're a pretty honest company. We'll explain to the customer what works better for them. Sometimes loading a U-Haul and driving it themselves and having somebody unload it to drop off, is a more financial, better way for them. So
Right.
we just give them all options. We obviously give our rates out of state or local. Local, we run hourly specials. Just it's fair for both parties. We
Mhm.
feel when you charge a flat rate, you have to compensate for hours you may lose.
Right.
Saying like, customer tells you it's a 2-bedroom home, you get there, it's 4 bedrooms worth of stuff. That 4-hour
They
job
just
no
put
longer
it all in
4
two bedrooms.
8 hours stuff. So unfortunately, like when companies flat rate, it's over, it's kind of being overcharged just because they have to put in hours that it may take. So that's why we do hourly. We do have 3 charges. We do hourly, we do fuel charge, and we do a stair fee. So it's
Okay.
just those charges.
So I do have a question, and I don't know if this is something that you offer or not. I definitely know that like your team, they go in and have the ability to wrap all your stuff, and of course probably have like the pads and all, making sure that the furniture is protected. But do you do like any kind of storage for their stuff? Like, for example, say that they needed to move out of one house, but their next house isn't available for, a couple days or something like that. Do you have the ability to store that, or how does that work?
We have short-term storage, like a month or two. We have contracts with some storage facilities around here, so it's just a lower price. We have stored stuff in our small storage areas, but we usually, it'd be short term, like a month or two is what we usually do.
All right. I was just curious because sometimes, there's like a little gap between, them closing on one house, like if they were selling one and moving into the other, or something happens within the
it happens all the time.
Yeah.
We know.
I think about twice a week we have rescheduling because of closings. So
yeah,
we had one today. So.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's inevitable, but I know that when I have buyers or sellers, and then they have to reschedule their movers, and they're like, my moving company is gonna be so mad. I'm be like, listen, they're used to it. We don't want to do this. I'm like, they're not gonna. You're not the first person. You're not the last person. You're not gonna ever be the only person to do that. So the sooner you guys know, the better.
Yeah. Right? We don't want to know. Like today, we actually drove to a house and was told. So we don't want that. That's why we confirmed yesterday. They said yes. We drove there today and it was different. So we definitely want to be told before we start sending crews and have the pair. So.
Yep. So it costs that crew because you got to still pay the guys, cost fuel, and none of it's cheap. So all cost money.
Now, how backed up are you if there was somebody that had some sort of circumstance with another company that didn't come through? Do you have the capabilities of doing like a last minute type of thing, or you're pretty solid booked, or what, how does that work? Like emergency type of.
Yeah, we do them all the time. There's a lot of movers that either don't show up or they take bigger jobs on. So what we do is we have 5 crews, 5 trucks. So we're able to pretty much do same day, next day. We have movers working at midnight, 3 o'clock in the morning. So, it happens. We're also 7 days. We're 7 days, open 7 days a week. So
yeah, most are not.
No.
We're 7 days a week. Our busiest is Friday through Sunday. So.
Of course. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I feel like everybody wants to or prefers to close on like a Thursday or a Friday. So that way they have the weekend to move in and get all their, ducks in a row. Cause not everybody, works from home, or, a lot of people will be able to take off a day or two from work to be able to get their lives kind of together before they have to go back to work. So for a lot of people, weekends it's a big thing to be able to have somebody to help them, move their place and hopefully get their lives in order over the weekend.
It's definitely about unpacking. They want to have time to unpack and get situated. So
how do you like gauge? For example, you said you get there and they said that they have 2 bedrooms full of stuff, but the reality is the amount of stuff that they have is really like a 4-bedroom home. And of course, we all know why they do stuff like that. But how do you gauge that? Is it like a certain number of boxes or certain furniture items, or how does that work?
No, we're hourly again, so it doesn't really matter what. We do ask for pictures and videos. Sometimes those aren't correct. Sometimes they don't send them. So what we do is we try to put 2 to 3 jobs on each crew a day, usually 2, because of that situation. We don't know what we're running into. Lately, a lot of it's been 3-bedroom jobs and they have moved half of it themselves. When we get there, we're only got a 2-hour job. So that's frustrating too, because you drove an hour to work for 2 hours to drive an hour back. And you can't charge for that travel time. I mean, you can add it in the bill, but 9 times out of 10, if you tell a customer you're charging them from when you leave to the time you get back,
Right. From the time you get there.
they're shopping. They're not going to pay that. So
Right.
we do from start to finish, which works best for the customer. So we just try to keep it, we try to keep it where we have a 3-hour minimum now. So.
And then, do you have a certain amount of people that are automatically on each truck, or do you do that by the job size as well?
Yeah, it's by the job size, but the hourly that we offer is 2 movers in the truck. There's times we'd use 3, we use 4, we use 5. So it depends on the size. We just had an 8-bedroom home. It was last week, and it was 5 movers. So, 2 trucks, 5 movers. So it just depends on what we're doing,
Right. What does that look like? Like, if you did like a full everything type of move, you want them to have all their stuff packed, or do you offer like a packing service as well? No.
Yeah, we do packing. We whether it's a studio or 1-bedroom, first we go look at it. So I do an in-person quote if it's a packing job, just to see what's in their closets, how many boxes we need, how much material we need. And then usually if it's a 1-bedroom or studio, we pack the day of as we're moving it. It just works out best for both parties. If it's something bigger than that, we usually pack the day before. Sometimes we schedule 2 days before if it's a 4-bedroom plus. So we don't get caught where we're not fully packed. So,
right.
And usually we bring the supplies. Sometimes the customer purchases the supplies. So it's just whatever works best for them.
Oh, that's cool. That's good to know. Like I had no idea that you offered so many different things. You also said something about like organizing when we first started. What is that?
Yeah, we do home organization. Usually after they're unpacked, we have customers that are, they're just overwhelmed. So we come in and just help them organize each room or the house or the garage.
Well, that's right up my alley, and I've been here for years. I said that's right up my alley, and I've been here for years.
Yeah, garages are the biggest.
People
just don't know what to do. They don't want to go back to their new home, and then the garage looks like their house. So, like before. Yeah. So, they want to be just more organized. So, yeah, we offer that. I mean, again, we offer unpacking too. It's not a very popular, thing to do, but we do offer that.
But it's there. That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like everybody's garage is like the catch-all for everything.
Yeah, it's storage.
Closets.
Yeah. Yep. I think we have to organize and clean out our garage like every 4 months.
I will say Chris is the garage taker care of, and he does good with that. I have to supervise because he likes to throw my stuff out. But he, for the most part, tries to keep all that organized. Now, don't go in my closets. That's where I keep all my stuff.
Question for you guys. Do you guys feel like you refer movers, or is it a lot of customers move themselves?
Most of my customers, I feel like, don't move themselves. Like there's a specific kind. Like I have how do I say this? Some clients that are very like woodsy, outdoorsy. They have a lot of trucks and trailers and friends and stuff. Like they'll typically move on with all their friends, but majority of people like with families, they all hire movers. So sometimes they like to look themselves, or sometimes, they'll ask for a couple references and they're always looking and shopping around. So, I'd say majority of people do hire, except for maybe the people that are first time home buyers, or they really don't have much stuff to move because they're moving out of mom and dad's house or whatever. Yeah, so they're like, they're showing up to the house with a trunk full of their personal stuff and maybe a mattress on the top of on top of their car or something. But yeah, mostly families that I see on my end.
Okay.
I think he was asking if we like refer movers to them or if they already have them, somebody selected type of thing.
Oh, maybe I misunderstood the question.
Yeah, well, both. Well, really, both questions. Like, do they do it themselves, or
yeah? So I guess the answer is like both. But majority of people they're asking, I think they'll ask me or Lindsay. I think they ask you sometimes too.
Yeah. Sometimes we're getting to the end of the transaction and they're looking for movers, or, I mean, a lot of times it's, hey, who do I get my insurance through? Do you know anybody that can move me locally? Or if we run into a scenario or a situation where we're done and their movers didn't show up or something happens within the transaction. In fact, most recently we had a circumstance that they were trying to figure out how they were going to move because they were going away, and they wanted to extend the contract. These people are waiting to move into their home, so they needed to move their stuff out before they were moving. Sorry, a text just came in. I couldn't get rid of it. Wanted to move their stuff before they went away so they could, close the transaction. So certain circumstances like that, when we first start the transaction or when we're close to the end, sometimes that we are asked.
Yeah, from other agents too, like, that maybe like the seller is having a hard time finding somebody to get all their stuff out, because the scenario that she was talking about, wasn't it something crazy? Like they couldn't find a mover to come for another like 2 weeks or something. And we're like, what are you talking about? And it's not like they were in some rural area. Like,
what do you mean?
They're in Wiki Watchy. We were like,
I think that was the real circumstance. A lot of times we don't get the real story. They are like, oh, we can't find anybody to move us for 2 weeks. No, you're going away for 2 weeks and you don't want to move your stuff first.
Yeah, that's what it ended up being, because I was like, how many movers did you call? Like 2?
Right. We're like, we have, so yes, we definitely refer different movers to do different scenarios for sure.
Yeah, it would be, I'll have to get with you to see if there's something like some sort of flyer or, just anything, whether it's just digital or print, that I could, give my clients. So that way, they could call you like when I first meet with, buyers and sellers. So that way it's like something that they have right up front in the beginning.
We have digital cards and regular business cards.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, so I'll have to have you send that to me. So that's something that I can provide in my welcome packets for people, because sometimes they don't think about it until it's like the week of closing, and I'm like, what are you guys doing? You have to be out of your house in 3 days. You haven't called anybody.
Well, yeah, we get a lot of moves same day, and it's like the reason is that's just how they are. They just they're looking for a mover the day before, and it's like it's hard sometimes to fit them in. We try to make do with everything. We'll contact customers that day and see if they can move around to try to fit them in, but sometimes we don't have that availability. So
yeah,
right.
No, it's hard. I mean, I get the same thing. It seems like a lot of people are like that nowadays. People call like, I got it. Like, I'm right outside of your listing. Can you show me right now? And I'm like, what? What's your name?
Sitting out front. Can you meet me here?
Yeah. You probably wouldn't be surprised, but you'd be surprised at how many times that happens to me. It happens every single week where people call and right outside, is there any way you can come right now? Like, I'll be here for the next 10 minutes. And I'm like, no, I'm actually an hour away. So, but
no, we get calls for quotes at 3 a.m, and you would think it's emergency for the next day, but it's for another month out. It's just crazy. It's like,
they woke up thinking about, oh my God, I haven't called a mover yet. So they call you at 3 o'clock in the morning.
So, no, we get that, I'd say once a week.
Wow, that's funny. Yeah, sometimes I'll get like random emails like that. And occasionally I had a client one time that she would only message me or call me like at between like 11 a.m. and 4 a.m. Like random, like text me houses like, well, can we go see this tomorrow? And I'm like, I keep my phone like off at night, but like I wake up in the morning and I'm like, what is this person doing? So funny.
Yeah, I mean, I need to keep mine off. I'm unfortunately I'm like business 24 hours, so it's a hard thing to break.
Yeah.
It's I wake up thinking about it, I go to bed thinking about it. So it's just how I am. So I mean, I try to accommodate for everyone. I try not to miss any calls. I mean, that's why it's kind of hard for me to let the control go to like having an assistant or something. So
Mm-hmm.
Join the club.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say, I think we spoke about this last week or the week before, and it's a problem I think that we all kind of have. I mean, I am usually on my computer doing something till 9 o'clock at night, and then sometimes I will have to get up and go back to my computer because I forgot something I needed to do, or I need to send something out, or it's just a constant thing I think that we have to deal with as business owners, because it's we don't have somebody above us telling us, hey, here's your task list that you need to do today by X amount of time. And we don't have a paycheck that's automatically coming in,
exactly.
It's just,
yeah, it's a challenge. It's a challenge to balance like personal and business life,
Mm-hmm.
So I know for me, for the 5 years, it's been that way. It's just maybe because we're open 7 days a week, and it's super busy all the time. So
yeah,
and something's always going on in this industry.
yeah.
Whether it's employees, trucks, customers, it's just always something. So daily.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that's pretty much any industry anymore.
Oh, for sure. I give it to people who have employees to look after, because you have other people, and sometimes people don't always show up the way you show up. So it's tough out there, for sure.
Yeah, we've been fortunate though, since I'd say for the past year we've had 8 strong employees, so it's been good. I mean, I remember during COVID and the presidential change, we were going through employees daily to weekly. So it's good to have the same ones for a year. Trying to keep them all busy when it's slow is tough, but we try to find things as maintenance on trucks. So I don't have to take them to shops, maybe having employees that know things about, vehicles so they can work on them on the off time, so they're constantly working, making money to support their families.
Yeah. That's good too. And Drake said, let's go. But it's good though, because you offer, so most movers, I feel like that I know of, unless I don't know, they don't offer that, organizing and packing. I've never heard of it, at least. I feel like you kind of almost offer like people to customize their moving experience.
And the junk removal, because sometimes, like, even if you're able to move your own stuff and you have things that are left over that you don't really know what to do with, that's great.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and that's daily.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's daily, where customers remove
hot tubs, people when hot tubs moved or like gotten rid of or whatever the circumstances, and they're very hard to find people to actually
move them
or to get rid of them.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, we do everything. We just don't do lawn debris. But as far as junk removal, it's pretty much anything furniture related.
Yeah,
so
and clean outs and stuff.
Yeah.
What kind of like precautions does your company take for like protection of the stuff that you're moving?
I mean, we have contracts in place. We also have, we use moving blankets, shrink wrap, tape, certain straps. A lot of jobs we require to use gloves, just so we don't put fingerprints on the furniture. It's pretty much anything,
and all that kind of stuff too. So
what's that?
You do like big appliances and things like that too. So
Yeah,
Some of them,
we make sure
can
to,
be laid down, stuff like that.
yeah, we pad all of them and wrap them, and so there's nothing showing. And yeah, we do have mattress covers for mattresses, couch covers, stuff like that.
Right. And you do like pickup of furniture, for example, like if you ordered something, you can call you, have you pick it up and deliver it to the house instead of using their delivery service.
Yeah, because 9 times out of 10, a lot of these companies don't deliver anymore, just because
Very, yeah.
it's too costly. So yeah, we definitely offer that, and we can always squeeze that in between moves. We try to find, if we're in Tampa for both jobs and this one's in Tampa, we just put it in between the two jobs or after the two jobs. Because sometimes the delivery places, they close at 5, so you got to be there, somewhere around noon. So we do that, and yeah,
And
we
a lot
just
of
try to make.
times, like you order something and they have it in stock, but they can't deliver it for a week or however long. I mean, that was,
Yeah,
usually
that's,
when you guys
yeah.
get stuff, you want it now.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, we had a call yesterday and we fit it in today. So we just do same day, next day too. So
Right.
there's no extra cost. We don't charge extra for weekends or after hours or anything like that. It's
Right.
pretty much, one cost. So
That's nice. I think a lot of people charge like a surcharge or like an extra for it being late or like you said, weekend.
yeah, what we find about late jobs is usually it's a lot of like, single moms. It's like a lot of unfortunate situations. So we try to just be accommodating, and we don't try to take advantage of the situation. A lot of domestic violence, a lot of reasons why we have to move people at night, so it's usually never a good situation.
Right.
so
Yeah,
yeah,
I just imagine that, for whatever reason.
yeah, so we don't add any surcharges or anything like that.
Well, that's pretty interesting. Cool. All right. Well, if anybody wants to like get a hold of you, or what's your contact info?
Yeah, so the personal and office line's the same. It's 727-900-8788.
Okay.
Also, email bigburnsmoving@gmail.com. We also, our website is bigburnsmoving.com, where you can fill out for estimates, ask questions. And yeah, pretty much those 3 ways they can get a hold of us.
Awesome.
Pretty simple and easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's pretty quick to book a job. We don't have all this paperwork to go through and all that. It's pretty quick.
Cool. Well, thanks so much for coming on. I feel like I learned a lot, and I had no idea that you offered the extra services that you do. So that's pretty exciting, and I'd like to tell my clients about you for sure.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you guys for having me on.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you for coming and giving us your time. I know you're busy, so we definitely appreciate it, and hopefully we can get you some contacts and go from there.
Okay. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Thank you guys. All right. Have a good day.
All right.
Thank you. You too. Bye.